Yes, I made you co-host, Sharanya.
Okay, I can share my
So
screen
we'll
now.
start the
Krishna.
Sharanya session and then we'll move to our actual session ka agenda. Okay, there are a few things I have to announce. Today is also a hands-on session. Okay, go ahead, Sharanya.
Sure, I'll share my screen, Krishna.
Please.
Yeah, my screen is visible now. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, so thank you so much and very good evening to everyone. Myself Sharanya from Vidyaloka Trust. Thank you so much for giving this opportunity, Krishna, for doing this presentation. So starting, I'll give brief about our Vidyaloka. So mainly ours is an NGO, non-government organization, where we work with volunteers. Normally, we started in 2011, and our main goal is to give good quality education to the children who are located in the rural and remote areas of India. So, for them, we are teaching completely in online with the help of volunteers. So, they will teach completely in online mode. So, we get permission from the government, and we are teaching the government school childrens. Due to shortage of teachers and lack of good quality education, so these are the main challenges we are overcoming. So these are the main uh, brief about IIV Vidyaloka. So here, main objective of the chatbot is mainly in our website we have a talk to someone option where this feature the users or volunteers will manually type their queries and we will be answering giving the reply to the normal chat. Okay, so one person is allotted and they will be handling this live chat, giving correct reply for their queries. So in this place, we are decided to have a chatbot. So if we have a chatbot, it will provide instant response to the user queries, help both new and the existing user easily to get information about EVT Roka. So where each and every information will be stored here, so they can retrieve any information from our chatbot. This is the main objective of our chatbot, and we have created an image for a Vidilaka chatbot, and we have named as Gia chatbot. So normally we call our website as Jupiter. So Gia full form is Jupiter in Assistant. So we have kept a name for our chatbot also, and we have launched last week on Teachers Day, September 5th. Yeah. So this is main objectives. And main reason to join Restart Cohort is mainly to get deeper knowledge about the understanding of chatbot technology and to start from basics, how to start the flow and how to get conversation flow for our required use cases. Okay. And mainly our NGO is particularly interested in using Glyphic, very much interesting and very powerful chatbot platform. So these are the main reasons to join Restart Cohort. So before Restart Cohort, I was known with the basic flow. So how to start from scratch, how to send information, how to get the response from the users, how to create interactive messages. So normal flow, how to create and how to save the details in Google Sheet. From resources only, I will be reading all the materials from Aglyphic resources and videos. I will be getting all details from the videos available in Glyphic. So I made some basic flows. So I don't know about that separate module type kind of flows. So in same individual flow itself, I have created subflows and it may be to a very long flow. So during publish option, no, I got many errors. So it made me to find very difficult. So where the error occurred. So again, I recreated the whole flow again. So this was the main drawback as a new user, and also I've used update contact, but for each and every input I updated the contact without knowing its importance. So now I came to know. So what are the important information? For only those important informations we can update the contact details. and don't know how to validate on correct user inputs, and split by function also, and about sticker usage, how interactive the flow should be, so the users won't be feeling very bored. And about HSM, just HSM is a broadcasting message only. That information I was knowing prior our cohort. So after cohort only, after implementation only, I came to about HSM, and no idea about call webhook and how to use enter another flow. These are the main things which I'm unaware of it. So after our cohort, so I got confident how to build a basic chatbot flow with essential components for chatbot building. And now I understood how wait for responses works with different features. So every time I'm implementing each and every feature, I'm working on it and trying that now. And now I'm able to validate the user inputs and letting user to correct them again in the flow, and successfully using split by, adding stickers to make interaction engaging, and created and used HS messages also. And while creating and implementing, I got many doubts. So office hours with Tanuno really helped me, and she explained, gave me clear answer for my questions. And now I have implemented enter another flow to make my flow easier to get all the nodes, and open ticket also have used. So now I know I'm experimenting LLM using AI assistants in my flows. So these are the main thing, and my learnings I've implemented in my flow. So here I'm having some pictures, images. So here, normal flow I have split by function here, where I have two nodes. So already who have given opted in from in a chatbot. So yes means it will take to directly to the main flow. Suppose if any new users are coming, it will ask their concern. So I have given like this. Previously, the N option I have not given. Because of that, when I was trying in my phone, I was checking by giving all the keywords for the flows which I have created, and I'll be checking how it is working. So side by side, I gave stop keyword also to opt out, and again will check by giving opt-in how it is working. So I was opted out and I gave stop. Now again, if I am trying to opt in, it is not getting in actually. I am not able to get my flow, because the main reason is here I'm capturing is registered to Y whenever the user is giving opt-in. But whenever the user is opted out, I am not registering, is registered to no. That was the main reason. Here in next page I have added here. So once I am getting is registered to no. So whenever the users are opting out, it will change to no. So again, if you're coming in and opt-in is given, it will change to Y. So then only the flow will start for us. So this was a new learning, and Tanu helped me for this, and create open ticket where individual staff members, we can add them to check the issues. An HSM message also created here. I tried by creating variable and buttons after our webinar. And here also one more thing, when getting our new name, normally in each and flow we will be getting the username. So we need them to type the only alphabets. Suppose if they type some numbers or any images, if they forward means, it should pop up the question that please type alphabet characters only for your name. So this I have learned. This is a new feature. Previously I didn't use this, because whoever is giving a number also it will take, because I'm giving the option all phrases. That option I have given. So if they type number, any some symbols, it was taking in. So I made this changes. Now it is asking correct alphabet format to enter the users. So normally when I start a flow, no, so I will be working, I starting from pen and paper only. So after that, I will be switching to different mode, like in mirror board. I tried it and I discussed with my colleagues, and I will be updating some changes. So in third stage only, I will be starting the flow in our Glyphic platform. So it can minimize our errors and changes. It'll be easy for us to continue. So this I have two pictures here. This is my old flow. This is my first flow before cohort actually. We have created this flow for alumni students to get their details, who are all our students from eVidyalaka online classes. So we got many responses from the students. So this one is after the cohort. During the cohort, I created this flow. Here you can see my flow is from left to right. It should be from top to bottom. No, it should like flow like a flow chart manner. So now I have learned how the flow chart should be. It should flow. And here also. So here I'm having sample screenshots from my WhatsApp. And top three takeaways from our restart cohort is mainly uh, it is reducing manual effort and improve engagement actually through our chatbot flow, and understanding the chatbot fundamentals, how to create for each use cases, how to create the flows, triggers, how does the chatbot functions, and how to design for each user needs. According to user needs, we can build a chatbot. So these are the main three takeaways from restart cohort. And so I have future plans within this month, within 2 months, where I will be implementing and expanding my flows and covering both for volunteers, wide range of user queries. I will be expanding my flows, and I have idea to add multilingual support also, introducing different languages for each users, and usage of AI assistants. LLM we are about to use in our flows. These are my future plans, what we have decided, and also creating many broadcast messages for our volunteers to engage them for current offerings. So I think came end of the training. Thank you so much, Glyphic team and Krishna, for this opportunity.
Yeah,
Thank
yeah.
you so much, everyone.
Thank you so much, Aranya. Like,
Yeah, thank
highly
you.
appreciable. Like, my biggest takeaways from the journey of eVidya Loka, like, because we have interacted with Nikita and Nityananda from their team in one of the sprints.
Hmm.
And then, like, Sharanya recently joined,
Yes.
joined the chatbot team of their thing.
Yeah.
The reason they joined this thing. So, my biggest takeaways from their effort is consistently like being on top of it, like they were consistently trying out different things, trying new flows, updating, doing a lot of hands on. I think that's where, like, when she said like a before and after sort of a slide, that kind of made it happen just within few weeks. So like that's my one strong suggestion for all of you, is try it, otherwise all these learnings are going to go away. Two, I really liked your approach when you said like I draw from a notebook, then a Miro board, then to Glyph.
Yes.
I've also seen like recently Imran and Neha also shared like a very detailed Miro board, like highly appreciable. So that's a great approach to go ahead. I think Pooja and Padma from their team are also going in that direction. So directly don't jump onto the flow, spend some time before it, so that like on the platform it'll be much easier for you. And Sharini, you kind of also answered Rahul's question at the beginning. Ki you can
Mm-hmm.
also update contact variable, Rahul. Like instead of spread by collection, we can do
Yes,
spread
yes,
by contact field. So maybe you can check with Sharanya, like rather than me, Sharanya can help you with this also.
Sure,
No.
sure, Krishna.
yes, yes.
Any questions for Sharanya before we move on? on her presentation, or like maybe she can also share like the link of the chatbot for you to try later on. And
Sure, sure. Yeah.
I would like to add a point, Krishna. I don't know if Saranya covered it. I joined a little bit late. Um, this September 5th on Teachers' Day, we launched the GIA as a volunteer helpline for all the volunteers. And that was, I think, after cohort, after Sharanya having all these calls, she was confidently, she's made the changes, and we were literally ready for the launch. And this launch is going for 5,000 volunteers at one go, because we cannot take any chance because it's a huge number. It's like if it's a closed group, okay, hey, no, we are just doing something, we are just, we'll fix it. But this 5,000, we cannot tell that. The flow was really smooth. With Sangeeta coming to office and Krishna with your support, everything, I think it was amazing, and the confidence that you had given. Krishna, I've shared a video with you. Maybe you can go through that video in the WhatsApp,
sure.
and just for a given good feel for all of us. That's all on it.
Sure, 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 sure.
Yeah,
Sure, you
thank
can
you.
share that video in the Restart Cohort group as well, so that like the other team members can also check.
Yes, yes,
Yes.
yes,
Thank you
yes.
so much, Nikita. Like, very happy. So now Sharanya set like a bar high with the demos. So I want to ask, who is ready for like next week is our last day of cohort. So post that we can have like one optional session in case most of you are interested. Like it will be on running the whole chatbot program. What are the different aspects to look at? So that's one optional session we want to keep after that. But the way we are looking at is next week could be the sixth week, so that will be like a final session. So it would be a combination of a session plus closing. Closing will have majorly you guys talking like demos from some of you and like some reflection activity. Uh, like and but the support, like we would want to continue like office hours or one-on-one check-ins with some of you, like some of you were interested in continuing. So till end of September, like which is 2 more weeks, we will schedule calls with you. So we would highly encourage you to have that one-on-one calls, get your things reviewed so that we are able to add more of your inputs going ahead. But yeah, before we move on, like anybody would like to volunteer for the demo next week? It's just majorly what Sharanya shared, like where you started, where you are. It can be like a running flow or just like a design that is ready. Anything works. I have to volunteer, like if you don't volunteer. Rahul is smiling, like Rahul, like, would you like to volunteer?
अब दीक्षा से डिस्कस करना होगा.
Yes, sure. बताइए आप. We will share the slot, Ajish. But anybody else would like to present like the work that you have done? Imran, would you be interested to do like you and Neha? It wouldn't require a lot of prep.
Currently, but means we can do, but the current thing is Neha is not available for this week,
Okay.
and I don't know how much time I will
You don't need to
get from
spend
my
a lot of
daily.
time. It's generally speaking what you have done already. So
Uh, okay, we can.
lovely. Yes. Arvind, Meghna, Ajish.
Yeah, that's what I mentioned next week. If I can get an optional week, which is next week.
Answer.
Yeah.
Cool. Yes. Arvind and Meghna or Pooja?
Same, I think I'll have to check with Padma once because she will have to do a little bit of heavy lifting because she's the person like the who's handling the technical aspects of it. I'll check with her and then we can maybe write to you because we anyway had to share the flow,
Yeah.
which I don't know if she shared with you
Not yet.
today. Okay, we finalized it this morning, so she said
Oh,
she'll share it.
nice.
So along with that, I'll also check with her if we can present
Yes.
next week. Yeah.
Done. So it's not a very heavy presentation. It's like a 10-minute presentation, like quickly to show whatever you have done.
Okay.
Arvind and Meghna, would you be up for it? Arvind is smiling.
Mine is like super chaotic. I mean, I haven't, to be honest, completely got hold of what we are making. At design changes are happening every day. It's
Okay.
super chaotic. I'll probably, I mean, after the one-on-one call, I'll get
Sure.
more clarity, right? So give me some time.
Sure.
So I have a good feeling that most
I would love to do it, but there's a glyphic sprint in Bangalore, so we are working on a presentation. I'm there. Like, are you also coming to a sprint? Yeah. Oh, then we'll talk there. Yeah, I'm already working on some like different presentations, so I would not have time to do it. Sure, we can discuss. So we will have Imran, and I'm so much looking forward to Padma and Rahul to be presenting, like at least creator and FES to be doing. I'll write an email to both Padma and Diksha again. Ajish and Arvind, I'll definitely catch you next week. Good, awesome. So we'll get start with today's presentation. So based on the change that, so one of the things that we have got from the last session is we would want to understand LLM flows more better, which is like covering on threads and which is which maintains a conversational memory. And the second part is on the voice capabilities within the flows. So that's the reason this week's webinar was initially planned for data related stuff, both qualitative and quantitative data, but we kind of tweaked it to support this. Plus, we'll be covering Google Sheets, majorly focused towards write to Google Sheets, but we'll also touch upon a bit on read from Google Sheets. Okay. So I'll quickly share my screen. Yes. So before we get started, can one of you tell us like what are some topics that we have learned in our previous session? Because what we are going to learn today is like an add-on to what we have learned in the last session, the last LLM session. Anyone can call like whatever you remember, the terms, anything.
We have largely covered upon the HSM, the types of HSM.
Yeah,
Um,
after that there
uh,
was one more session, LLM related session.
AI integration one, right?
AI integration, yeah.
Yeah, AI integration. Do you remember any terms that we learned? That's okay, even if it's wrong answer. You can still go ahead.
I remember the flow which I worked on.
Okay.
We have integrated the AI in our existing flow.
What is the node name for integrating AI? What is the node option that we use?
Webhook.
Color
webhook,
webhook.
right?
Lovely. So what do we add in that color webhook? There's an ID. What is that ID? Like, what is the name of
Assistant ID.
Lovely. Assistant. We create an assistant in AI integrations tab. And in assistant, what all things we add?
Instructions.
Instructions, which is also called a prompt. Lovely. There are two more things.
Files and
Files. Excellent.
GPT name, sorry, GPT type and name.
Model name. Lovely. Model name. Files, which is also called a knowledge base. Instructions, which is also called a prompt. And last, one more thing, which restricts the creativity of the AI.
Yes, it's 0 to
Yeah. You're going the right direction. Temperature. Yes. So what we learned last week is we know how to create an assistant. So in assistant, there is something called model, like which type of model, which model we want to use, which GPT model. Then we give any random name. Instructions is what is a prompt, like asking or telling the assistant to behave in a certain way, setting guardrails, giving instruction, giving more context, etc. Files is nothing but the knowledge base that we want to add, from which we want the AI to answer rather than answering anywhere from the under the sky. Temperature, we kind of make it close to 0 so that it's not showing any additional creativity, not giving any random answers, stepping out of boundaries, etc. So for using assistant, we use something called caller webhook. So for function, we copy pasted something called file search -GPT. When we go to function body, we add the assistant ID, which we get from that assistant creation. Citation नहीं चाहिए तो we make it true. Remove citation को we make it true. So पहले में जहाँ पे question आ रहा है, we add that question here. So here is a simple flow. Here because the result name is question, यहाँ पे we say @results.question, I put assistant ID, and whatever is the response I get, I'll say @results dot the result variable name dot message for me to send a message. So this is how we created a very, very simple AI flow. Now we are going to add 2 more advanced layers to it. So your AI flow is more inclusive to people. मतलब ऐसा जरूरी नहीं है कि everybody that you are working with knows how to read or write. So in some of your cases, जैसे कि like say Imran's donors might be somebody who know how to read and write. But there can be other cases where for seats, like some of the people whom they are working with might not know how to do. So to make it more inclusive, we are adding like 2 more features. So that's something which we are going to learn in today's session. One is called, there are 2 new terms, that 2 to 3 new terms that we are going to introduce today. One is called threads. Second is speech capabilities. I'll speak more about it. Then we are also like, till here the LLM part gets completed, but I'm also going to show you something on Google Sheets integration. And like last week, we'll also create a flow this week. So the flow will be easy for you to just add assistant ID. So existing जो आपने assistant बनाया, वही existing assistant ID बनाई है, and just test how it is looking like. Okay. So I'll start with what is a thread. So thread is something which maintains the details of the whole conversation. Matlab, it keeps the memory of whatever is the conversation going. I gave you an example last week. For example, I asked chatbot like, hey, what are the top 3 best colleges for economics in Pune? So it'll give me an answer. Like 1 ये है, 2 ये है, 3 ये है. So I said like कि second वाले का और बताइए. Like a human remembers, like when you say something, when I reply, you'll remember what I'm replying, or like the conversation is there. But the flow that we created last week, everything starts like a new thing. मतलब अगर मैंने बोला second वाला क्या है, bot will not understand, because bot is not understanding that I'm referring to their person second, the message that the bot itself sent. And your users will also think it like that. Your users will, because it's like an LLM, right? It's like talking to a normal human. So your users will also go into that conversational style only. They will not remember कि हर बार मेरे को ऐसे नया question जैसा पूछना है. So to help us from like avoid from that happening, we use something called threads, which help us to maintain that conversation. So it is making it easier for your users to interact with your chatbot. Now on the speech capabilities, it's helpful for users who can't read and write. So we do have options of speech to text and text to speech. Like I can, like a user can ask a question in a form of a voice note, and chatbot उसको text में convert करके answer देता, answer like ChatGPT से like आपके assistant से answer लेके, then it'll reply to me again as a voice note, क्योंकि जो मैं बोल रही हूँ, like I also want to hear rather than read. So the speech to text and text to speech, both these things can be possible, because it is more inclusive for people who don't know how to read and write. The chances of you expanding to various type of users and also eventually lead to more engagement, more impact in the work that you do. Any questions on this before we see कि ये flow में कैसे दिखता है? If no questions, can one of you tell you have no questions also?
I'm good, Krishna. Yeah.
Awesome. Thanks, Ashish. Okay. Now, like last time, we are again creating a flow. Sorry. Huh. So this is a flow I'll just share with you, and I'll download. I'll also share this flow with you. So this is my platform. I want to import a flow. So this is the flow I want to import. I'm copy pasting the name. Okay, as I said, like when we import a flow, we don't have it published. We have to eventually publish. So I have a keyword file search to be here. I'll now configure it. Now I'm going to take like a couple of minutes for explaining the flow on how it is designed. So once you export it, it's very, very easy for you to just go ahead with it. So like last time, we asked the user to ask a question. We are capturing and like noting it in the variable called @question. Now, there are two ways that the user can ask a question. It's not necessary that every user will ask a question as an audio. ऐसा भी नहीं है कि every user will ask a question as a text. Please remember कि like don't just give any one option to users. Keep it both open. क्योंकि like I'll give an example. Like this also comes with an understanding of your users. When we were working with Sneha, like we thought because users are not very familiar with reading and writing, they'll ask just as a voice note. But after pilot of 6 months, what we realize is people text a lot. So that's a very new learning. And what we realize is people text because they have their in-laws at home. They have different people at home. Sabke samne voice note mein bhej nahi sakte. So they type. So always keep like both the options open for people. So first I'm going to explain you the concept of thread ID. So every time when a call a webhook node gets passed, so for example, this is a regular flow like that. Are you able to see my screen? Is it clear, or should I further increase the size?
This is clear.
Yeah. Okay. So like how we did last time, I have a caller webhook, I have a function file search -GPT, and I have a function body with my assistant ID, right? Now, this every time when a caller webhook is called, in addition to giving a response in a form of a result, like result is like I saved it as a name called response. In addition to it, it always send me something called a thread ID. Okay. So thread ID is like iska conversation carry karna hai, to like what's the thread ID that you have. So I am starting with something called split by expression. So when somebody is passing for the very first time, when somebody entered the flow for the very first time, there's no memory, right? Like it's a new, like every time a flow gets started, it's like a fresh flow that is getting started. Okay. When the fresh flow is getting started, when the first question I ask, there's no memory because that's the first question that I'm asking, right? So one thread ID will be blank. When something is blank, it will just return whatever is the so whatever is the thread ID जहाँ जैसे store होता है वही return कर लेता है. However we are capturing it, that's how it is documented. So here, whenever there is no thread ID, whenever there is a first conversation going on, because thread ID is blank, as it is यही text आ रहा है. So whenever you see same text आ रहा है, इसका मतलब है कि blank था thread ID. Blank किस cases में है? First time interaction में, which is no thread ID. तो I have segregated कि अगर thread ID नहीं है for the first time, just proceed with the regular webhook how we have done last time. But दूसरे बार जब आ रहे हैं, like ignore this for now. But for the second time when I'm coming, there is a thread ID. Response के साथ साथ मेरा एक thread ID भी है. So it means it is not blank. When it is not blank, there is some number or something here. So this won't come. There's some other value that would come. So I'm just considering any other value apart from this. It means there is some thread ID. So I can just make, there is some thread ID. So in those cases, I'm passing one question to assistant ID, 3 something called thread ID. So thread ID, I'm saving it as @results.response.thread ID. So that whatever is the thread ID, उसका जो value था वो यहाँ पे save हो रहा है. So this is how I'm like passing without thread ID and with thread ID. Any question on this? Sorry, here it's not. Okay. Sorry, any question on this? Or is it confusing? Because इसका response आया है, like how we say like response dot message at the rate response dot message. Thread ID अगर बस मेरे को thread ID write करना है तो I'll say at the rate results dot response dot thread ID. That's what we wrote here. At the rate results dot response dot thread ID. Blank है तो बस as it is वही text आ रहा है. So it means there's no text ID. Any questions? Sharanya, is that clear?
Yes, Krishna.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Padma, is it clear? Padma, Pooja, Meghna.
I missed some of it, but I get the context.
Sorry?
No, I joined late. So,
Acha, okay.
but I do get the context. This was what we were discussing last week.
Anybody else have any other questions? So whenever you have to remember thread ID, तो यहाँ पे पहले split by thread ID कीजिए. The problem is, मान लीजिए ये thread ID का split by if you didn't do, everybody would go through this webbook. But this webbook में first वाले का ये blank thread ID आ जाएगा, which is a problematic thing. क्योंकि ये blank आ रहा है मतलब ये पूरा text आ रहा है. So your whole response's quality gets changed. Or like it will show like, hey, I don't have answer to this because it has to consider the thread ID and वहाँ पे बस कुछ तो text आ रहा है random. So that's the reason we do it like this. So any question on this particular part? This is very, very important for you to implement. That's the reason I'm like spending time on this. Imran, is it clear? Sorry, I can't hear you.
It's clear.
Cool. So now that it's clear to you, we are going to get onto the second part, which is speech to text and text to speech. So for us to do this voice capabilities, we are using a service provider called Bhashini. So Bhashini is a government organization which specializes on Indic languages. So that's the reason we have integrated with Bhashini. So I'll show an example here. So whenever the user is asking a question in the form of an audio, our chat GPT, like our GPT file search, it is going to take responses or give responses only in text. So it will understand only text-based question. It will answer only back in the form of a text. So it's important for us to like have this first convert whatever is the audio, convert it into text. So speech to text is another function which we'll call. So again, we have to copy paste it. यहाँ पे whatever is the question, previous this one result name is result.question. So I'm like sharing that question. So once it passes through webhook, whatever you're getting as an answer, it's a form of a text. So I'm saving it under the variable called converted.text. Again, this converted.text, I'm like sending it through thread ID. Matlab thread ID hai, nahi hai, I'm just doing it. And again, I'm getting an answer as in a form of a text. But I want to send a response to the user in a form of a voice note. So I'm using another function, like another caller webhook, which is TTS. Again, we are going to make all these things simplified in like a couple of months. So meanwhile, like you have to copy paste it or like just export this particular flow. Here, this is converting text to speech. TTS is text to speech. So in this function, what I'm doing is whatever I got as a response upper, like I'll say a response. Source language, you can put it as contact language. So you must have defined like a default language for all of them. So or whatever is the language that they have selected. Once you update the contact, like if my preference is Telugu, you'll update my contact profile with this. So this is something you can do. Target language is what you want to, like source language is like GPT क्या language में आपको दे रहा है, and target language is usually in which language you want to give as a response. So if this particular case I want to give it as a Hindi, I'm giving it as a Hindi speech. This is like a nothing, you don't have to change anything. So except this, you don't have to change anything. In case you and this generally works if you're asking in a different languages also, but you can experiment by changing languages and everything. So once we do this, the response that we get is a voice response. So one, I want to send an answer as a text. So earlier what we used to do @results.response.message. So I'll send an answer as a text. But now I have a voice response also. So voice response is a media. So I'll open it, I'll send as an attachment, and I'll say @results.voice response.media underscore URL. So then the response that I got gets converted into a URL which saves in your GCS, and attachment just as a regular voice note, the response will go to your users. So this is the same thing I used here. यहाँ पे text response आया है, but I want to send both text and voice note. So voice note के लिए I'm just using text to speech so that I send both of these. Any questions on these two webhooks that like you got into, like two new functions that you got introduced to? Yes, Ajish.
Hey, Krishna, just checking. So now in the voice translation, can you just open that? Not this one.
This one, speech
This
to
one.
text or text
Yes.
to speech?
Yes. Yes.
This one, text to speech.
Yeah. So here we have mentioned that the speech target language is Hindi. Imagine I have a diverse target groups who handle multiple languages. Will this allow me to put a different language sets in the same?
Why don't you try @contact.fields.language and see what is happening?
Okay. At
So
the rate
whatever is
of
the preference language of the user.
okay.
Let's try that.
Sure. Sure.
Okay.
Thanks.
Yeah. Any other question? So this Scholar webhook is also C. I have put like whatever is the response of. This is the converted text. So I'm just using @results.convertedtext.asr response underscore text because this is speech to text. That's how I'm like saving it. So this is slightly different as a format. Like it's directly not a text like result variable. I'm doing it @asr response asr underscore response underscore text. This might be slightly confusing when you have to write it on your own, but probably once you do it, once you understand how it is fundamentally working, you can like actually copy paste the function names, just copy paste the body of the webhooks and it'll work. Any questions? Meghna, is it clear?
Yeah, like didn't much.
Sorry?
Yeah, I mean, I understand a part of it.
Hmm.
I'm getting a hang of it slowly.
Yeah. Rahul, confusing है.
Yes,
Is it clear?
थोड़ा वो
Huh.
yes.
Yeah. Okay, let's do one thing. Let's take next 20 minutes, 15-20 minutes. मैं आपको ये इसका like export करने का लिंक भेजती हूँ. आप like last week you must have created an assistant, right? सभी webbook notes में आपका assistant ID change कर दीजिए बस. And just run the flow and see if it's working for you or not. Nothing. Like 15-20 minutes, just see कि response हमें आ रहा है कि नहीं. Okay. I'll just export it and send you. Give me a minute, please. 1 minute. Okay, I'm sharing a link with you all. Can you import it in your flows and start? We'll spend like 10-15 minutes. Any existing assistant ID बस add कर लेना सारे webhooks में. Yeah, in case you have any questions, you can share your screen and ask. Hello. Hello. Yes, Meghna. On which node we should change our assistant ID? In the webhook nodes, all the files are GPT webhook nodes because
All
other
the
ones
files.
just changing text and text to speech, no?
Okay.
आप सभी खोल के देखिए एक बार एटलीस्ट सी कि क्या है वो नोड में. Were you able to do?
Yeah, Krishna is what we discussed. Instead of Hindi, you said that we can change the variable. What was the code that you're mentioning? It's that at the rate of contact dot variable dot. So,
How do you save contact profile? Like
uh,
when we want to call a contact profile that's saved. Like agar aapne language is the variable that you saved for contact field, then
hmm.
contact dot fields dot
Yes.
variable name. Yeah, that's what you have to use.
Okay. Okay. Thanks.
Anybody tried? Pooja, Padma, were you able to try?
Yeah, I'm working on it, Krishna.
Okay.
Krishna, I opened that flow, but it is not asking that please ask a question. That first message should pop up, no? But it's not asking.
It's not asking us.
Yeah, the first question is not asking for me. Instead of that, glyph exhibitor only my name is coming here.
Can you share the flow? Share your screen.
Sure, sure. 2 minutes. Can you see here now?
Is it published? Or is your flow published?
Yes, yes.
Simulator gives issues sometimes, Sharanya.
Okay.
Why don't you test on your phone?
Phone I'll. Oh, yeah, yeah. Sure. Got it, yeah. Thank you, Krishna.
Anybody else were able to try? Rahul, आपने try किया?
हाँ मैंने ट्राई किया। जो टेक्स्ट मैसेज है वो तो सही है, सही दिखा रहा है, लेकिन ऑडियो मैसेज में डोंट रिस्पॉन्स करके दिखा रहा है ऑडियो।
अच्छा. Okay, audio response गलत आ रहा है. It can be a bug.
हाँ.
Like there was an issue like 2 days back. So I'll check on that. But can somebody else also try? Text response सही आया है? आप क्या वो
हाँ.
फॉलो मैसेज भी एक पूछ सकते हो क्या कि थ्रेड अच्छे से काम कर रहा है कि नहीं पता चलेगा?
ठीक है, ठीक, चेक।
Arvind, were you able to try anything?
I'm trying.
Sure.
Krishna,
Mhm.
to send a audio message, we need a cloud storage, right?
Yes. All
That's
Google Cloud Storage. आपका Google Cloud Storage setup नहीं है क्या आज तक?
not yet.
Oh, that's bad. Like you should do it immediately. क्योंकि मीडिया सब कुछ आपका Google Cloud Storage से ही आता है. Any type of media. And
Yes.
I'm
So,
assuming you produce a lot of media also.
yes. So, in the last call, we had a discussion with Tanu. Then we already informed the team, and our tech team is in discussion. So maybe in few days we will have.
Sure, lovely. let us know, like otherwise regular support our call be है Tuesday को. Even that you can join and get that sorted.
Yes, because I set up a flow. I sent it audio message, but no reward comes. So I think, oh, that's
Okay.
why.
Now, yeah, platform पे आपको error दिख रहा होगा.
Yes.
Ajish, were you able to test? Is it working?
Yeah, I'm doing it. I completed. I'm just previewing
Sure.
this.
Try it on your phone, Najish. Preview sometimes give an issue, like that's an long pending thing.
Okay, then I have to publish it. Yeah.
We'll spend 2 more minutes on it and then we'll move on to the next part, like which is the Google Sheets. राहुल थ्रेड काम किया?
हाँ डिफरेंट मतलब टेक्स्ट मैसेज डिफरेंट दिखा रहा है पहले से.
As in
पहले
context
पहले
याद रखा
रिप्लाई
क्या?
पहले रिप्लाई आया था वो अलग है और दूसरी बार रिप्लाई आया वो अलग है.
सेम क्वेश्चन के लिए अलग रिप्लाई आया is what you're saying. हाँ वो
हाँ
अलग आएगा ही, क्योंकि बिकॉज LLM जब बोल लाइक LLM लाइक ओवरऑल आंसर सही होना चाहिए. लाइक LLM बिकॉज इट्स लाइक अ ह्यूमन राइट. लाइक हम लोग एक बार एक तरीके से बोलते हैं, दूसरे बार दूसरे तरीके से बोलते हैं. सो वो वर्ड्स थोड़ा चेंज हो सकते हैं पर आंसर सही होना चाहिए इज वन. एंड दूसरी बात, आप जो पहले क्वेश्चन पूछ रहे हो उसका कंटिन्यूशन कुछ क्वेश्चन पूछ रहे हो, तो पहला क्वेश्चन वो याद रख रहा है कि नहीं इज व्हाट आई वांट यू टू टेस्ट.
अच्छा और टेस्ट करके बता.
हाँ मतलब थ्रेड मतलब वही होता है ना कि याद रख रहा है वो जो हो रहा है. Meghna, were you able to test?
I'm working on it, Krishna.
Okay. Is there something where you're stuck?
I was, but I figured it now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. Arvind? Confused? What happened?
No, it's working. It's not a problem. It's just my data source, which is because I'm trying to change it, my file, but it's
Oh,
working the flow. Otherwise.
okay. You're getting both audio and text response?
Yes, yes.
Did you get audio response like a proper response or like invalid ऐसे करके कुछ आ रहा है?
The audio I haven't tried. The text I'm getting. I'm
अच्छा.
trying to change my files actually.
Okay. Ajish? Any luck?
No, Krishna. It's
What's the issue?
not sure. There is some error. Like I'm just trying to figure out which thread it is having the error. Actually, I think there is some field that I have mentioned wrong. I'm figuring out.
Anybody has any question you would like to share, like, and that also we can discuss.
Krishna, it's working. I tried it. It's working fine. I just have one confusion. Sorry, I missed that part of when you were probably explaining it. Where you have split by expression, right?
Mm-hmm.
You have used this result dot response thread ID.
Mm-hmm. What is that?
Comes later in the flow, right? Does it still recognize it? I don't understand that because response variable is there in the next node. So I'm not able to follow this.
So are you saying why both the webhooks are different? Is that your question?
No, my question is that uh, the expression that you've used, right, at result dot response dot thread underscore ID.
Mm-hmm.
you have used it, and in the node that follows, hook node, file search hyphen GPT, that you're capturing the response variable. You you're looking for the value in the previous node. Does it work?
So the thing is, when I'm just going to explain through a text, okay? So for the first time when I come,
Yeah.
do I have a thread ID?
No.
No, I don't have a thread ID. So it means my thread ID is blank.
Yeah.
So when my thread ID is blank, whatever is the text, so webhook ko pass hoke, whatever is the text that would come, it is a blank. It's because it's blank as in like there's nothing there. So I'm just saying like when there's nothing, then it is no thread ID. So I have to pass through this. Jisme I'm not adding any thread ID.
Yeah.
But after this, when it comes out, it has a thread ID, which has, how is the thread ID stored at the rate results dot response dot thread ID. So whatever is the thread ID of this particular node, that is the thread ID that I have.
Okay.
So इसलिए next time when I'm going, I am like passing it to it and like passing वो thread ID at the rate results dot response dot thread ID, मतलब पिछले वाले का thread ID pass कर रही हूँ. So that like this time the response like question is checking in the assistant ID, like I mean like prompt check कर रहा है, knowledge base check कर रहा है, model check कर रहा है, temperature check कर रहा है, along with it it's also checking the thread ID.
Okay.
So only for the first time it'll go like this. If, like suppose if you enter this flow today and ask 10 questions, okay? सिर्फ first question यहाँ से जा रहा है आपका. Every 9 questions all went from this only.
Every subsequent chat, is it?
Yeah, every subsequent chat because it carries the thread ID of the previous chat. तो first time इसका thread ID carry कर रहा है, ठीक है? Next time यहाँ आ रहा है, उस thread ID से सब link हो रहा है फिर से.
Okay.
तो वो thread ID carry हो रहा है हमारा.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So suppose but you come tomorrow and send this keyword again. So everything in the past is vanished. It's again starting as a fresh flow. So again, it'll come through this for the first time.
Okay.
It's not remembering context forever. Like yesterday, what I spoke to you, day before yesterday, what it's not remembering. In today's conversation, when I freshly started, so it depends on like when the flow got freshly started. The flow freshly gets started when I send a keyword, which means all my previous flows are killed and like freshly a flow is getting started.
Yeah.
Like you manually triggered something. Those are the cases when the freshly the flow gets started. Is that okay?
Yeah. So, how will the thread ID help in that case? Here is
Thread ID is remembering the response of the previous.
Okay.
Like previous response. It's remembering the previous response.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
So next question, when you ask something in related to the previous response, it will remember what I said previously, and uske upar se it will connect your question, and then in combination to that, it's giving me the answer.
Okay. Okay. And that is limited to the flow, is it? That has started?
That is limited to
Not
the
on
flow.
not
Right. Across 2 flows, it won't happen.
Okay. 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 Sorry. Yeah.
Okay. Yes. Any last one question we will take?
कृष्णा, मेरा क्वेश्चन इस फ्लो के रिगार्डिंग था. जैसे
हाँ.
बॉटम वाला जो हमारा मैसेज है, हमने उसको कनेक्ट नहीं किया है वापस ऊपर से. तो
या
हाँ, तो अगर वो पर्सन सेम नया मैसेज भेजता है तो ये फ्लो कैसे डील करेगा?
लवली लवली. इसके बाद तो मैंने ऑडियो भेजा, क्वेश्चन भेजा, तो मुझे लाइक वननेस मैं हर बार ही आंसर देने के बाद पूछ रही हूँ कि अच्छा और क्वेश्चन है तो पूछिए, ठीक है? तो आइदर मैं यहाँ पे प्लीज आस्क अ क्वेश्चन वाला जो है ना, उस पे सॉरी उस पे कनेक्ट कर रही हूँ इंस्टेड ऑफ दिस. बट दैट्स नॉट अ like ऐसा तो like it's not like very good user experience, right? Like after every time I'm telling you कि hey ask a question. तो आई एम जस्ट एज्यूमिंग कि इसके बाद यूजर आंसर क्वेश्चन पूछेगा. सो आई एम जस्ट डायरेक्टली वेटिंग फॉर द रिस्पॉन्स एंड देन दिस लूप कंटिन्यूज हियर आल्सो. सॉरी. Yeah, here also I'm waiting for a response and the loop continues. So generally when a same loop happens 3 times, the flow gets killed. But because in a LLM flow, वो loop तो चलना ही चाहिए. That's the reason we have designed it in LLM flow. ये loop कितने बार भी यही format में चले, आपके flow को कुछ नहीं होगा, and this is how it happens. But thanks for asking that question, Imran. Is that resolved now your query?
Yes, got it.
Okay. So one thing which we have to all, one thing which we have to all do is like as a good practice, like sare failures ko we send a message like, hey, please try again, and then please ask a question mein ya kahin to ya wait for response mein will do. So because this flow will like look messy, I didn't do that, but that's something that you have to do. All failure nodes to be connected, or all failure nodes को open a ticket कीजिए ताकि you can future में track करो कि कितने failure nodes आए हैं. Like all those things you can do. Okay. Now I'm going to share like one very simple but effective feature which is called write to Google Sheets. I'm going to like I'll not connect it here. I'll write to Google Sheet and then connect it back. So to make a lot of non-profits, what we have seen is they are not very familiar with BigQuery querying. मतलब BigQuery में आपका सारा data जाता है, but you have to write a specific SQL query to just like ask like get the data in the format that you want. Or and that's a very common problem. And like a lot of your team members, जैसे कि आप कोई tech team से हो, but there is like some operations team who is working on the ground, whom you can't expect कि वो Google like आपका BigQuery समझे या dashboard हमेशा access करे, or they won't be able to know your like Glyphic platform and see the chats also. A lot of those things, like you can't expect them to do that. So in that case, there's something called write to Google Sheet, which will make you write all the information from a conversation to a Google Sheet so that it's easily accessible to all your teams. Okay. So again, why Google Sheet? Because it's easy for collaboration, and a lot of NGOs that we see are being using Google Sheet. So this is one thing. Again, this is not like a replacement to your BigQuery. BigQuery mein to every data that goes for sure. But Google Sheet is something that you added as an additional layer that, hey, the data will come here also and in BigQuery also. So that some of the data here, it just makes it easily handy for your team members. So today we are going to see like a short hands-on on write to Google Sheet also. But there's another super powerful feature called read from Google Sheets. So a lot of cases what we have seen and even heard, for example, creator ka bhi we have heard. So their flow structure remains the same. For example, you send like as an example, there's like one flow structure. Jisme you are sending a video, then you are asking like say 3 quiz questions, getting feedback, and that's done. And this is the same structure which is repeating week on week, or this is the same structure which is applicable for multiple options in your flows. Okay. So instead of creating so many flows, what you can do is you can create like one skeleton, like मतलब ऐसे खाली nodes रखोगे आप, and what data to go in each node, because it's changing every week, but the structure remains the same. You can link a Google Sheet. So all the data you'll update in the Google Sheet and you'll start reading from it. So whenever you have something like a flow, structure remains the same, but content is changing every week, then use read from Google Sheet. What it helps is, one, you don't need to create a lot of flows every single week. So once you create a flow, आपका forever चल जाएगा. Two, tomorrow if you have to make any changes, मान लीजिए X month का content is changing, you don't need to go and make changes in all those flows. You just need to update in the Google Sheet, sync it, and things are done. So, and this also helps in like an interactive message ka multiple times. So there's something called a dynamic interactive message. Jisme like say, for example, like in one thing you don't need to create so many interactive messages. You can just create one interactive message. किसी का 6 options है तो 6 करो, 10 options है तो 10 करो. like for example districts hota hai, like districts mein like few states have like say 10 districts, few states have like 6 districts, but like where you're operating. So you don't need to create so many interactive messages. Maybe just create one, and dynamic interactive message karke ek option hai where you can read from Google Sheets. So there are so many advantages of Google Sheets, read from Google Sheets especially, which I would definitely want you to explore in the documentation. But any questions, will be happy to support you in the office hour calls, Discord, etc. So I'm not going to cover read from Google Sheets in today's session, but write to Google Sheet is something which I'm going to cover. Before I show how it is going to look on the floor, any quick questions?
No,
No,
Krishna.
awesome. Thank you so much, Sharmila. Okay. So I'll just quickly show you. One minute. So again, like we have also like written like what are the different applications and all. We'll share this document with you so that you can go through it. So here, for example, in this flow, I asked a question, I got a response, and tomorrow I want to evaluate if my LLM is giving good answers or not, because say hundreds of my users are using LLM, and I want to ensure that LLM is giving a quality responses. How would I know like where to improve and what are the gaps? Because LLM can also cross boundaries sometimes. So you have to ensure like you're monitoring on a regular basis. So यहाँ पे I can actually write to a, sorry, there's something called link Google Sheet. So you have these options, read and write. So again, like right now, there can be some existing sheets that we have in our sheet. So it's nothing but a blank sheet, okay? You are creating like a blank sheet, for example. You are like creating a blank sheet which has anyone with the link, editor option, because it has to write, like you can't just give a view option, and then just copy the link. I'll first show you. So sorry, Google Sheets is something. I'll just open. I'll add a Google Sheet. Restart cohort. So I want to read or write. I just want to write. I'm saving it. Auto sync. Sorry. Auto sync is valid generally for read क्योंकि वहां पे change करते हो. Right now you're not changing anything in the sheet. So I'm just saving it. Okay, so this is the sheet which I'm going to do. So here I say, actually I can actually put the specific tab also because somebody else is using this. So I'll say, so this is a particular sheet in which I want to write. Okay, I'm just saving this particular URL and saving it. So what all details I want? I want say date. Who is the phone number of the person who is interacting with it? Maybe name of the person. Question they asked. LLM response in the form of a text. LLM response, which should give us voice. Okay, suppose these are the details which I want to be written in this sheet. So I'll now connect it to a Google Sheet. I want to write, so I'm saying write. So I'll select which sheet I have. So restart call sample sheet. So which subsheet I want to save. This is the subsheet which I want to save it. And what is the starting cell? Because I have this column, row 1 as a headers, I'll use A2 as the starting point. I'll say A2. And what's the data that I want? So I said first I want date. So I can say something called calendar dot current underscore. So you'll find all these expression, like what are the different ways ki calendar chahiye to kya kar sakte hai. So timestamp chahiye to kya kar sakte. Those all you can start, but I know, so I'm just adding. So यहाँ पे बाहर click करोगे तो you'll get like more such options. What is the second thing we wanted? Phone number of a person. So I'll say @contact dot. So I have like say by default some options. See, contact dot phone. Now I'll click again here. Then I got contact dot name. Agar I want to use like a specific name which they have given in that flow or like in their profile, I'll say contact dot fields dot name. But here I'm just picking contact dot name. Then what I want, question. Question is saved as results dot question. If you remember, here the question is saved as results dot question. Whatever is the response, I'm getting response dot message. And this is the media URL, is what I want. So these are the things I'm saving. All these things are getting written to Google Sheet. And now once I'm writing to Google Sheet, I want the user. This is a backend option, right? This is not seen to the user. So I'm just wanting to connect it to the thing again. So the same, I can connect it here. And then like whoever is succeeding, it's just proceeding again. So once I preview it, sorry, my preview isn't working. Okay, this is saved in other language. So you can ignore it because I have it in other languages. In some languages, I gave the text, in some languages, I didn't. That's the reason it's just giving me random answers. But when you do it like this, let me again try. So when I do it like this, all the data, for example, in this case, it'll get saved as 9th September 2025. Whatever is the number, 919642963444. Say whatever is the name, Krishna Devashi. And whatever is the question that I asked, the response and the voice note you get as a URL, which you can access at any point and listen. And so this will help. Like, so tomorrow, like maybe you can put once a week, you want to just sit and see. This is the LLM response. Probably this is not good. This is not good. Then you can reach out, like you can tweak the prompt. You can add additional knowledge base, and you can like reach out to Glyphic team in case you feel like, hey, you have added the prompt, but it still didn't give you the right answer that you want, or at least it will help you to analyze ki kya category mein log zyada questions पूछ रहे हैं. A lot of those things when you get the data handy. So similar thing you can use it in all your flows. Suppose if you are doing a registration flow, so you want to show like quickly ki kitne registrations ho rahe hai. So you can see like, hey, this is the registration flow, like abhi tak kitne responses aa gaye hai. So it's very easy to handle, etc. Any questions on this, on how to use it?
No, Krishna. It's
No.
clear.
For everyone, it's clear?
Yeah. Yes.
This is the
Yes,
easiest
yes.
one, but the most effective feature. Like aapko data, like it will be on your fingertips going ahead. Awesome. I just have last 2 to 3 things to mention. One, as I mentioned, like we will be giving you support one-on-one and office as both till end of September. So please utilize it. Get your flows reviewed. That's the best way. Matlab, if somebody is looking from a fresh perspective, they can add. If you don't have flows, आपका design भी दिखाइए. That's absolutely fine. We can like add like a lot of inputs for you. So that's something which I'll highly recommend. Documentation. How many of you use documentation? A quick thumbs up. Glyphics documentation. Nobody?
I'm using it.
Yeah, using it.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll show you. Acha, Rahul also use it. Great. So, आप हमारे like Glyphic account में ही do something called resources, okay? So here we have on every topic, like flows may, like this is similar to the left panel. So when you go to flows features, flows mein, you can check send contact a message. So it'll explain how to send contact a message, send contact an interactive message. We are also like revamping to make it more easier for you to use. So you can see all the features. Abhi jo humne link Google Sheets dikhaya hai. So reading Google Sheets ka, there's like a screenshot and explainer. In some cases, we have videos also. So please check it so that like you'll be able to follow step by step on your own basis. So there's a search bar here. So you can search, for example, Bhashini. So it'll open like Bhashini, जो मैंने बोला बताया था अभी, speech to text and text to speech. So then with screenshots, it'll explain everything. And some cases will have blogs also. So please check resources. That is super helpful. Agar resources say, whenever you get a question, try it on your own. If you do not get it resolved, try through resources. If that's still not getting it resolved, then there's something called like we have our support on Discord channel. So Discord, like aap agar login karoge, so here you'll find something called NGO support. So post your query. You can say like flow not found collection, right? So you can add your question, add screenshots and post it. So our team members will come and respond to you, like guide you, respond to you, give proper documentation, etc. Even then, if it is not resolved, then there's something called office hour calls. Every Tuesday, we have something called office hours call with Sangeeta, who is our support lead. So it's like a 1 hour call where she will take queries, like answer one to you, so that वो flow देख सकते हैं, debug कर सकते हैं, can explain you, can guide you through certain documentation. So these all things can happen. So utilize these resources that you have, like different resources that you have. So that it's not like कि restart cohort हो गया तो बाद में पता नहीं क्या करना है. So you have these resources. So please stay in touch. Please try to do all this. Ask questions wherever you have. Okay. So we are towards the end. I will push a poll. So meanwhile, in case you have any questions, can you ask? I can play some nice music if you want. Nice as per me, but so if you have any questions after this, you can stay back once the feedback is given, or else feel free to drop off. Meghna, can you stay back for like a couple of minutes after filling also?
Yes.
Thank you.